Hello all and welcome to another episode of Never Have I Ever Played, a series in which I grab a game at random which I've never played before, give it a bash for the very first time and basically give you a first thoughts review of it. So today we're going to give Ronaldo V-Football a bash, and when it comes to football games, don't we just all think of Ps, FIFA and all those games that are still going today and released year on year? And also we've got games like, I think I'm going to say Actual Soccer and Adidas Power Soccer, which kind of have one game and then manage a second or perhaps even a third, and then don't really carry on after that. But the ones that always have me intrigued and really grab my interest are those football games that are one-offs, and that is where Ronaldo v Football basically gets categorized. I don't believe this game had a sequel, and as I say, it's a one-off. It's got my interest because it's going to be different and it's a one-off as well. So, I can't wait to actually give this a little go. So what have we got on the front cover there? Obviously, we've got the main man himself. Now, if you saw this sitting on a shelf in a game store, facing outwards, being that it's bright yellow, it's actually going to grab your eye. So that's kind of a little bit of a neat selling ploy there as well. I mean, they could have just put Ronaldo in his yellow shirt with a different background colour, but they've probably gone full on yellow there, I suppose, to try and catch your eye. Produced by Infogrames. I don't know if it's correct pronunciation, but there we go. We've got the devs on the front selling it. I'm going to imagine that the artwork all inside is going to be pretty much yellow as well. Yeah, we've got that, and that's a nice little touch. That's like the centre of the Brazilian flag, but in yellow as well. Main man's on there. Oh, just noticed there. Look, he's on the back there doing his pretty much standard celebration of sticking his arms out. I must admit, I do kind of feel sorry for this Ronaldo, because obviously there's another Ronaldo who's quite famous. I think his name's Cristiano Ronaldo. Ever heard of him? And obviously, when people try to sort of differentiate between the two, if I could say the word, they always dubbed the poor guy as Fat Ronaldo. So I kind of felt sorry for him, but going by what he looks like nowadays, he's kind of decided to take that mantra on a little bit. Anyway, let's look at the back. We've got, what have we got? Sell the game to me. Play like a Brazilian. I wish I could, then I could be able to give up my day job and take up football. Ronaldo v Football gives you the skills that will knock your pals dead. Oh, that's a bit harsh. Oh dear, I better play someone I don't like then. Grim. Total control on the ground, in the air, smashing home the winner with a bicycle kick. How often does that happen in a game, I would imagine? Well, unless they kind of make it happen and then went a bit OTT with it, so all you ever do is bicycle kicks when crosses come in. I don't know. Anyway, experience the ecstasy and celebrate like Ronaldo. So basically celebrate like that. Get into the Big Max action. Wear your country's colours with pride and pitch yourself against the unique skills of Brazilian players in the toughest football tournaments ever staged. Sounds like hard work. Feel the passion. Play to the rhythm of the samba beat in a charged atmosphere fueled by Brazilian commentary. So we're going to hear the word goal stretched out really long if I can actually score a goal. Feel the Latino heat. Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. Brazilian football just got hotter. Goal spelt without an A. Ronaldo v Football. Play it the Brazilian way. And then we even got a website there at the bottom. Look, www.ronaldo-v-football.com. Does that website actually still work? Who knows? I might actually try that in a minute. One or two players, memory card, one block, analog control compatible, which is nice. And then we've got game in United Kingdom, Sweden, France, and the Netherlands. Is that all you can play in, or is that languages? Okay, some screenshots there. Very uninteresting one of a keeper kind of sort of lying on his side with a leg in the air on the ball. And then, of course, obligatory Ronaldo running from behind. Number 9, that's him, definitely. Someone doing a scissor kick there to try and sell you the fact that you can do these awesome volleys, I suppose, and score awesome goals. And then a picture of a stadium, which actually isn't selling it overly well. But there we go. That is what Ronaldo v Football is trying to sell us with by looking. And I'm very intrigued to play it. As I say, a one-off football game is always sparked my interest. So let's whack this in the system and indeed give Ronaldo v Football a go for the very first time. Okay, so here we go. Ronaldo v Football on the PlayStation 1 for the very first time. And yes, I'm using my PlayStation 3 to play it, and obviously utilising the backwards compatibility that has. So what am I expecting from Ronaldo v Football? Well, I have looked up the year it came out, and that was in 2000. Now, games from that year and a little bit before, like late 90s, and even just a little bit after it, tend to all have that arcadey feel about it. So I'm expecting it to be a more arcadey football game, which I'm absolutely, totally on board with. Jesus Christ, Fantasia's had a kick in, hasn't he? I'm totally on board with the arcadey feel to the football game. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm expecting it to be colourful. They really are going with the brightness of the Brazilian nature there, with the yellows and the greens, and chucking that at you. And we have an intro. We have an intro. Fantastic. Now I must admit, I was hoping for a decent intro, because with the modern iterations that we get of the FIFA and the Ps of this world that we get nowadays, the intro is kind of a lost art in football games. It really is. And certainly games of the late 90s, when I used to play a lot of football games and a lot of different football games, a lot of them had a decent intro. And I'm thinking FIFA 98 Road to World Cup springs to mind straight away. That had one of the best intros to a football game ever, in my opinion, when it had the song which was Song 2 by Blur, and just an awesome montage as well. And it really got you hyped up to play the game. The same could be said for Three Lions. I believe that had quite a really good intro with a really good song as well. I know the song, but I'm not going to sing it, and I can't remember what it's called, and that really sold the game to you, and the game is actually quite poor. So there's two examples of an intro being really good and an awesome game, and an intro being really good and a really bad game. And this is fantastic. Obviously, we're getting the bright colours of Brazil. We're getting that song from the late 90s, which was called Samba de Janeiro, I believe. And I think it was released around about the 98 World Cup. And then obviously this game was out in 2000, so it hung around for a bit. It's obviously associated with Brazilian football, and it fits the game perfectly, doesn't it? Let's be honest with you. And I say, yeah, plenty of bright images, plenty of scissor kicks, plenty of the big man there featuring in the intro. That was a brilliant intro. It's actually got me really intrigued and really hyped to give the game a little bash. Now I'm hoping, he says, that the buttons are going to be at least FIFA-esque, if not totally FIFA at all. And there's those 4 languages that we read on the back of the box. And of course, being English, I will pick English. Shock. So yes, I really am hoping the buttons are like FIFA, and I can pick up the buttons quite quickly, because in typical fashion of a collector, I want a manual, but in typical fashion of being a man, I have not read that manual. I really should have done that perhaps before I played the game. And even on the loading screens, we're treated to more yellow and more images of the big man, which is fine. Nice title screen there, again, pretty much replicating the inlay, the front inlay. We will press start, and what have we got? Modes. We've got plenty of modes to pick from, which is always good when you're buying a new football game. We've got exhibition, which is probably what I'll be playing, just playing a friendly match to get a feel for it. Arcade Cup, which is an arcade knockout cup. Endurance, which is, oh dear, that's a bit grim, isn't it? Deathmatch. Blimey, what, loser dies? Tournaments, yeah, very self-explanatory. V-Football Cup, a world competition, so I'm guessing that is basically a World Cup, obviously using the V-Football that they advertise on the front. Load game and your obligatory options as well. So let's have an exhibition game. And I will play the CPU as myself, 1P versus CPU. Now, it would really be rude not to actually be Brazil if I'm going to play this game. So we'll pick Brazil, and if I've learned anything from playing games that have a cover star or are endorsed by a player, certainly from this time span as well. Now, I played PES 6, it's got Adriano on the cover. Pick Inter Milan or Brazil and shoot with him. Trust me, his stats are severely boosted. But anyway, we're gonna play a team from Europe, and we're gonna play someone a little bit on the tricky side. Let's just go for it. Let's play Spain. Why not? Okay, pre-match options: a stadium, time. Oh, not time of match remaining. Time of day, as in day or night. Let's leave it in the day. Let's have better vision for everybody. Fair. All right, picking the weather. 5-minute match. So that's the duration of the game. We'll leave it on all the default settings. And the difficulty is on easy. That's a little bit ominous, if I can say. It's easy, medium, and hard. And I like the fact it goes up in the stars there. We're going to go with the default settings, and the fact I am new to this game and I've still got to figure out the buttons, I think it's probably best we play it on easy. So let's have my first game of football on Ronaldo V-Football. And we're getting even more of the Samba de Janeiro music as the game is basically advertised to us. Brazil versus Spain. And players: Dida, Cafu, Aldair, Alberto Carlos, I think. Roberto Carlos, definitely. Fabio Conceição, Zé Roberto, Emerson, Rivaldo, Elba, and Ronaldo. So fully licensed Brazilian team. Cannizaro, Salgado, Paco, Nadal. Running out of time. Hierro, I recognise. Morientes and Rao up front. So they're not short of firepower in this game, are Spain. Okay, pre-match start. We can strategize, change the camera controls, display, sound, and we can bail if we've had enough already, or we don't fancy playing Spain and want to pick somebody else. So yes, all holding hands there in unison as they walk on the pitch. Nice to see a bit of solidarity, lads. Well done. Normally it's just the sort of thing you watch once and then skip past, but we'll have a look at it. And this is obviously the V is sort of virtual. So we've got these blocky sort of images, which was very ahead of its time back then. Certainly for the time period moving forward, this was the thing, wasn't it? It was really good. So here we go. Well, I'm assuming pass is just going to be X. So let's kick off. Blimey, they're quick. Literally, the first thing I could think of is, blimey, they are quick. So let's pass it around and pass it into someone. Now, generally, the pass button is also the standing tackle. Jesus Christ! I need to learn how to sprint. By saying that, I'm just going to press X and pass it forward to nobody. Well done, Rob. I don't want to do sliding tackle because I'll lose the ball. 2 standing tackles he walked through there. Pass. I meant to the guy in front of you, mate. Kind of need to learn how to do a through ball as well. That'd be very handy. So sprint is not R1. That was some sort of pass. Maybe that's through ball. I was trying to sprint. Triangle, which I was expecting to be through ball, is not. Oh, come on. Circle is shoot. And we've forced the keeper into a low save. Gonna guess slide tackle's probably X, but not X square, but I don't really want to use it. It's just so quick. Anyway, the buttons are super responsive, I'll give you that. But they are so quick. Oh. Right, I'm definitely got FIFA buttons ingrained in my head because I pressed the wrong button to play a through ball then. Through ball would appear to be R1 already. I learned that by trying to sprint. Oh God, get on it. Oh, pressing shoot. I was pressing shoot and he did a sliding tackle, so maybe square isn't sliding tackle. It's actually circle when you've not got the ball. The one thing I'm noticing now already is because I want to play a through ball and know where my players are, is a severe lack of mini-map. I like a mini-map in a football game, we've got to be honest. Shoot first time. Oh, good save, keeps. What am I saying good save for? Let it in. Yeah, I like a mini-map. I really do. And the fact one's missing is a shame, really. I know it's arcadey and perhaps you can argue that in an arcade game, a lot of the time you don't get them. But I like them. And it's a bit of a hindrance to me not to have one. So, yeah, especially with the fact, free kick given away, especially with the fact that the game moves so fast, you could really do with knowing where your players are before you get too far forward or before you press pass. Kind of, when you have to guess who's further forward, you know, how far forward someone actually is. Again, it's a bit of a hindrance. Maybe I should try crossing. Oh, square is probably going to be cross. I'm guessing that shooting from range isn't really going to do an awful lot. I also get the feeling this is going to be one of those football games where there's going to be a very good way of scoring goals regularly all the time. And once you learn that way, you can then do exactly that, score a lot of goals. And that is half time, is it? I thought the game had frozen there for a minute. And we are dead tied on possession. I've had more shots, and 3 of those 5 have been on target. So the first impression so far is it's all right. It's certainly not the worst football game I have, but it's damn quick. Buttons are nice and responsive, but the lack of minimap when it's this quick is not good. Sprint is definitely triangle. So try and get across. He's in! Oh! Keeper's made a right mare of it. Keeper's had a right mare and we have actually scored a goal. Look at that replay setup. Previous name. Oh, we can turn into VCR. That's how old it is, VCR. A lot of kids nowadays don't even know what a video cassette recorder is. There we go. Keeper's had a mare there and it basically just presented it to me. I'm chuffed to have scored a goal, I know that much. So we get a nice replay. We can play about with the replay should we score as well. It's pretty cool. Try the ball, Rob. I actually still want to try a cross to see how effective it is to do a cross. So play a through ball off the pitch. That's the other thing I've noticed is when something with a power bar is happening, like a shoot or a long pass, the bar really flies up. It's really sensitive. So a lot of the time you're going to hit it hard. It's hard to control the strength with the bar. That was a standing tackle. And I'm getting a booking. I really should perhaps not use the sliding tackle, even though I haven't yet. You'd probably have sent me off if that was a slide. Oh, spectacular. Oh, you can't move the keeper from the spot. Where he catches it from, you then have to throw or kick it from. It's not too much of an issue, though, to be honest. See if we can get... I want to get a crossing, see what the crossing is like. What have you learnt from the through ball bar? Well, there isn't a bar. It just does it for you. Oh! So I was going to be in again then. Oh, sugar. I pressed the wrong button. Meant to sprint. So used to a bumper or a trigger being sprint. I pressed to sprint and just played a through ball off the pitch. Oh, go on. Hit it. Oh, straight at the keeper. Right, let's work on this cross. Oh, come on. That's straight at you, man. We're losing on throw-ins. This is not good. And the stat that matters is top left. I'll bring up that mini-map again. Need a mini-map. Need a mini-map. What's he doing there? Do you know what? I pressed R1 to try and sprint because, again, I'm in FIFA mode and it brought the keeper out. Note to self, do not make that mistake again. That's the cross. Oh, Ronaldo was winding up. I was tap and shoot for Ronaldo to volley it, and I ended up doing a shot from way downtown because I was still tap and shoot to try and shoot. Again, crosses, it's very sensitive. I just tap the button, and he really over-hit it. Let's try another cross. There we go. Anybody there? Oh, nice header. I pretty much pressed that the same, but it went near rather than far post. Or at least I thought I pressed it the same. That's it, come on. Another cross. There's no real aim or direction control of the cross. It kind of does it for you. Tries to put it on the players for you, even though I tried to go long. We won the game though. But if it wasn't for that keeper error, I wouldn't have scored. It was literally an error and tapping it into an empty net was the reason why I scored. Having trouble working out a way of looking like, you know, you're going to have a decent chance every time. It was resulting from shooting from distance a lot, and the shots weren't going in. And when I was trying to cross as well, it was auto targeting for me pretty much. Didn't matter how strongly I pressed it, even though the bar was actually extremely sensitive and doing what it wanted a lot of the time. But yeah, it's no. I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to give that whatever that deathmatch kind of thing was because I'm totally intrigued by it. I don't want to knock it too much, but it's just, it feels like it kind of, they didn't sort of, once they made the game, didn't really polish it off as well as they could have done. Where was it? Endurance, that was it, the deathmatch thing. Just start round one because we just want to know what it's like. The Americas, and we'll be Brazil. Alright, so we've got to basically work our way up this table until we end up in position 1, I guess. And we've got Northern Ireland. So, again, in theory, we played Spain last time, so this should be easier. Ian Dowie there, that's a name I recognise. Keith Gillespie, is that Neil Lennon? Andy Griffin, perhaps? Don't know. Alan Armstrong? Just players that I know that have that surname. Whether they were Northern Ireland and around playing at that time of period, I don't know. And there's Ronnie in the middle there, having a good old grin with his teeth on show. So what is this like? We'll skip past this now because we've done this once. Hopefully this will be a bit easier and we can work on this crossing thing. Let's play a through ball over there. Alright, no through ball, but... Oh. Nearly. So it's going to have a crack then. Wow, where is everybody? I have just learned that L1 will change the player that you would like to be. So it looks like this should just progress up the table, this endurance / death mode. Grimly worded death mode. We'll hit that a bit harder. Doesn't seem to make a difference. That ain't Richard, right? He's English. Oh, come on. That was another standing challenge. Oh, it's going to hit that first time. Oh, run there. I did try turning. It didn't quite happen, obviously. Come on, get standing tackle. I refuse to press slide because I feel like I'll give away a free kick every time. I was trying to press forward while I was doing that. Is that going to stay on the pitch? No. Again, I only tapped it. Seems to have a one strength press. Doesn't even gauge it for you. And a through ball. Again, I say just things on it just don't seem to be quite polished. But work, if that makes sense. You know, you press it, it happens. But the polished nature of it just seems to be overhit or automatically directed for you when it comes to like crosses and stuff. So just seems to be a little something missing. Oh dear. So I thought he was 1-1 then, and he decided to pass it across. So don't tell me we're gonna concede Northern Ireland but beat Spain. I thought for a second there. Oh, come on. Mash the standing tackle. Oh, go on. Oh, it's we've got a corner. First corner. See, I just touched that and he's actually hit it full whack. Power bars, extremely sensitive, very hard to control. Oh, we brought the keeper out. I've done the sprint thing now. I've held down R1 to sprint because I've gone into FIFA battle mode again. I brought the keeper out and I have paid for it. We're in endurance, so we're going to die, lads. We need to sort this out because I've been stupid. Like, press R1 again for a through ball. Oh, free kick. First one of those as well. Why aren't he moving? Oh, there we go. He is moving now. Aim for that corner. Just, again, I only tapped shoot. I only tapped it. But the bar just filled right up. Literally. Sensitive buttons. Right, press triangle to sprint, not R1. Remembered that time. There we go. I knew the half-time whistle was going to go. I just got near the halfway mark. That generally happens in that minute. Waits for you to get near the halfway line. Did he just say great first half? I am losing because the keeper came running out, even though that was my fault, and he got lobbed. We are Brazil and we are losing to Northern Ireland. This would send shockwaves round world football if this happened in real life. Well, I've only got myself to play, so running with triangles, get right up the pitch with Aldair. Play it down the wing. Tap cross. And have a shot. And get a slow-mo replay because we must have been close. Right. Literally, you couldn't have tapped that any softer if I tried. Do another cross then. Oh, dearie me. Oh, stuck to his hands like glue. That wouldn't have happened in real life. That was a little bit unrealistic. How wide? Conchesa down the wing for someone to cross, hopefully. Go on, well, get there. Did in the end. I'll take that back. Shoot! Oh, come on. I think we're going to lose this, boys. Need the keeper to make an error like the Spanish keeper did. Through ball. So just tapped it. So strong. There's no deft through ball when you're that close to the area. I think while we're finishing this game, we'll do the analogy now, basically. Now, I didn't pay a lot for this game. I believe I bought it for a £5 down the London Gaming Market back in November. So it's been hanging around for a while for me to play. And as I say, I do like random football games that are one-offs that I did mention at the beginning when we was having a look at the box. And I think for not a lot of money, it is worth a night. I think longevity-wise, you're not going to want to keep coming back to it and playing it. Certainly not within a short period of time, like a few days apart every time. So long ranger. It's going to be one of those that you're going to play for a while and it's new and it was fun to have a go at, and then you're probably going to return to it a long time in the future from there onwards, I would imagine. As I say, it's responsive, it is fast. The lack of minimap is annoying. The buttons are responsive, but that's kind of a little bit of the downfall as well, I've noticed, because they kind of tend to be a little bit over responsive as well. Certainly when you're doing a cross. The through balls tend to only have one strength, so there's no deft through ball as such. But I mean, graphically wise, I mean, you've got to remember the time span it was out, so it's a little bit ahead of its time. It's ironic that while I'm talking to you at the end, I seem to be doing a lot better. But yes, it's definitely nowhere near the worst football game I played. It's nowhere near the best. It is very average and in the middle, I would say. If you see this game and it's cheap, then pick it up for a bit of fun for a night, and then for another night, a long time in the future. If you see it for, I would say, over a tenner, I would leave it. I only paid a £5 for this, so I'm quite happy that I paid a £5 for it, and I've had a little bit of fun out of it for a couple of games. But longevity wise, it's not going to be one that you want to return to over and over again. But as I say, it's fun for a night. I think I've repeated myself nearly about 3 times there. So yes, that is Ronaldo V-Football for the first time, and it's been okay. That's literally all I can say about it. It's been okay. There were better football games released around about that time period. And to be honest with you, I would rather go back and play ISS Pro 98, which is a much better, balanced, polished, fun arcade footy game. I would tend to spend your money there if you're looking for an older football game from around this time period. It's only 2 years older than this. Yes, it hasn't got the licenses, but it is much better. And of course, for me, what is the best FIFA game as well, in my own opinion, ever. That's just my own personal opinion. FIFA 98 Road World Cup as well. Those games are better. I would say go for those over this. But it is a nice piece to have in the collection. If, like me, you like the odd one-off football games and you like to collect those kind of things. But please, I would advise, do not spend too much money on it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. And as always, take care.